Welcome back to Sideline Sessions. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Cruz.
And this is episode 3, and we have our first guest on the Sideline Session podcast. We'd like to welcome Jayce Ruiz and Brody Vicknair. It's in honor of having our first guest on the podcast. I'll just introduce you to them real quick. We don't have a standard procedure because this is the first time we've had guests. So right next to me is Jayce. Jayce is going into his senior year. Both of these guys play ball with us at the same high school as Cruz at Riverside Academy. Jayce is a baseball player. Jayce, you want to jump in from there?
Yeah, I'm about to be a senior. I'm 17 years old, and I play baseball. I played football. I quit my freshman year. Yeah, that's it.
After a big injury, huh?
Yeah.
What that was? Your knee?
My meniscus.
Yeah. Yep. And Brody?
I'm Brody. I'm on the baseball team, be a junior next year. Also play football, swim, and golf.
Brody does a lot.
Yeah.
Have you guys been a part of any end of the season reflection, evaluation, whether it's with yourself or your coaches?
Yes.
Yep. How was that experience? Is it kind of weird to?
Yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your experience, Brody?
He would just take us in and talk to us about maybe how the season went or what needed to be better for the team or for even the players.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good.
Yeah. Cruz, why do you think coaches take that approach?
Maybe to better how they come across as a coach, to better their coaching skills, along with better the team and what the team wants.
Yeah. Jayce, how honest do you think players actually are with coaches? Do you think that's something to consider?
Yeah, I think it's great, to be honest, because they know who you are and just try to understand who you are and where you're coming from and try to understand.
Yeah. I know I think it's valuable to be able to take someone's feedback, whether it's truly good or bad, as long as there's a lesson learned and it comes across respectfully and not like you're just bad-mouthing,
Right.
a teammate or a coach. Absolutely. So today what we have is some questions just to kind of brainstorm. I don't know if you guys want to focus on a specific sport to reflect on, whether it was this recent baseball season or football, etc. But we'll just kind of see how this goes. Yeah, no real plan here. Okay, so the first one is, what went well for you this season on and off the field? I like this one because, sure, on and off the field, right? Because, yes, you play sports, but there is so much more that's going on in your life as well. So whatever season you want to reflect on, why do we think this question's valuable, or what would your answer be?
I would say on the field would be my mental part of my game, and then off the field, who I am as a person.
Okay, I like that. Brody?
I think on the field I got better kind of getting to know myself and knowing how to play. And off the field, I think I got a little bit closer to God. I think that's a big part. Just what you wanting to do and who you want to be.
How do you think you found getting closer to God, and like what prompted that?
I think maybe failure and just things not going how I wanted to go.
Yeah,
So maybe just getting to know him.
absolutely. Bruce, what about you?
I think my performance on the field got a lot better from last year. I'd say so. And then off the field, just learning how to be the student of the game and take things at a different angle than usual.
Student of the game. It sounds really good. Tell me what you mean by that.
That's exactly what I said.
See, this is the stuff that makes me so mad.
I don't know.
Brody, what you think he means by that? You know your friend.
Student of the game. I think that means just someone who plays the game.
He's ready to learn. A student
Ready to
learning.
learn the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I took it.
Yeah. Okay. We'll let you ride with that one. So I'll reflect as a mom, the mom position, right? So what I did well regarding the sport versus life, okay? I think what I did was maybe not tell you as much of my worries that I was feeling about you, and kind of kept it to myself instead of like putting my worry on you. That was something I felt like I was super aware of. And I think away from the game, I edited lots of pictures.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure. All right. The second question, what aspects of your game improve the most? Whether it's mental, physical, skill-wise, what do you think? And I'm assuming we're all going with baseball, right?
Right.
Did anyone dip into football? Okay, well, let's go with baseball. Okay, so what improved the most for you?
Definitely in my pitching. Just been working on stretching, mobility, flexibility, and trying to discipline my more, even if I don't want to wake up one morning, go work, do what I got to do. And that's one aspect that really worked well.
When it comes to pitching, are you more or less, you saw your growth in velo versus accuracy versus
both.
approach?
Both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Brody?
Well, I definitely got way stronger, and I also got better at taking it play by play instead of worrying about the next play.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just, the more you think about that, the better you play.
Yeah.
So
If that's going through your head, taking it play by play and not letting it, taking it to the next inning or so, how would someone on the outside be able to notice that that's what you're doing? Because, I mean, your coach can't get in your head. They can't know your aspect. But how would that translate in your body language?
guess it's just demeanor and how you're playing on the field, how you go about your play-by-play. And I guess if you're lazy, lackadaisical, they can really tell you're not really focused on that play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely can't walk off the field.
No.
I know that's one of the big things.
Yeah, don't walk off the field.
Yeah. Cruz?
I'd say my physical aspect of skill-wise has come together a lot more since last season. All right, boys. If you can go back in time and speak to yourself preseason, right, what would you tell yourself in order to prepare for this next upcoming season?
Who are you when you go through adversity?
I like that. What's you, Brody?
I'd say you just wait. Read the question again.
If you could have known how everything would have went, what would you have told yourself in December if you already had the foreknowledge of what happened in May?
Okay. I'd say, like, who are you through bad times? Who are you when things go wrong? Can you capitalize? Can you not? Are you a team player? Or are you just a selfish individual? I'd say the more you think about your team and others, the better you become.
To answer this question myself, I'd say more of don't worry about the practices so much. Don't think of them as practice. Think about them as ways to get towards the end goal. Because,
Right.
practice can take a toll on you, and it can be exhausting. But when you lose the semifinal game, it's a lot worse than that practice.
Right.
I mean,
Coach Lashley, go.
no, that was not actually. All right. How can you take the info of question 3 and apply that moving forward?
As a team. So the first question was, as an individual, what would you tell yourself if you didn't know what was going to happen? But if you had to go back and give a speech to the team in December, knowing what was going to happen come May, what advice would you have given to the team to better prepare them?
Okay. This kind of relate to our team. So at the beginning of the year, we really didn't get along. We really didn't play as a team. Kind of took practice as a joke.
We all wasn't in together.
Yeah, wasn't in together. And I think you just go back to the beginning of the year or next year and just get together, talk about it.
We all have to be
More
in
as a
together,
team. Yeah.
play together.
Yeah, I'll say so. What specific goals do you set for the offseason based on your performance this past season?
Have y'all ever set goals and wrote them down and go back to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Maybe a specific mile an hour want to reach or exit velo or
Home runs, hits.
Just specific stats of
stats, really. Rings, I don't know.
it's more of individual stats, but these
The ultimate
individual,
goal is, of course, to win the
but these
championship.
individual stat ultimate.
My goal was to have 6 home runs.
You
Unfortunately,
didn't play at the season.
I had hamate surgery, so it couldn't happen. And then try to hit 93 miles an hour during the season. I only hit 92. But other than that,
What brought you joy this season, and how can you prioritize doing it more in the future?
For me, joy really was playing with my teammates just every day. You have a privilege to just be with your friends and your coaches every day.
yeah,
Some people might not have the privilege and just
just having a good relationship with them.
Yeah, I mean, don't take it for granted because
Yeah.
you only got so much time. What? You only got so much time to play, and you never know when you got to stop playing for a little while
Right.
or forever. So I'd say take
Always
it for
enjoy
granted
it. Yep.
for
I would say what I witnessed with you guys specifically, I mean, y'all started working out here in this garage like every day, June, July of last year. And I know as a mama, that was my joy, like watching y'all in here, because it's not intense, right? Your coaches aren't staring at you. I mean, you're relaxed and you're like,
Yeah, who are you when nobody's watching?
right, right. Not only did y'all like help each other level up with, it's not like, oh, go harder, do this or that, but it's like seeing someone else do something, it makes you want to do it. And when you're with friends and you're laughing and it's fun, I think that brought me, I know it brought me a lot of joy to see you guys be able to have that experience.
All right. What was the biggest / significant challenge you overcame this season, and how does it set you up for success in the future?
I would say patience. Couldn't play for 6 weeks because of my hand. And I was just trying to learn how to be patient and just know my time's going to come. Just got to be patient.
I would say patience too. Struggling on hitting this year never really came around until the beginning of the summer. Well, till after baseball season for Riverside. I don't know, just waiting on that first hit. Just keep working. Never stop working because I always knew it was eventually going to come.
I'd say pushing through adversity, because with one shoulder being hurt for half the season, the other one being completely torn for the rest of the season, I figured it was more of a, I got to push through for these guys, because this ain't about me anymore. This is about winning with us.
Right.
Wanting to play for us. Because I very well could have just said no and just not played, but I was like, I want to win with these guys. So I kept on pushing through until we didn't have to play anymore.
I think what I observed with all three of you was, despite that battle you were waiting with, whether it was being patient, through injury or through just being in a rut, a hit and rut, etc. Like, all three of you, you never showed it. Like, you might have been feeling it, but we never saw it. We didn't see angry guys in the dugout. We didn't, and as much as you guys were also here as well, it's not just watching you in the game. Like, you didn't come in here and behind closed doors, angry and vent and put blame on anyone else. Like, I was really impressed how the three of you each really took it very maturely.
What habits or routines or tools had the biggest positive impact on your performance?
All my teammates know this one. It's the pancakes every morning, lots of water, and absolutely not talking to anyone.
I thought Cruz was joking.
Family or friends?
Yeah, I thought he was joking when he told me that.
What
So
I do,
where did that start from?
I guess this is how I lock in or focus or whatever you call it, to not get distracted.
Have you always, or that was new this year?
I would say new this year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year, I think it was this year.
Yeah. But you also were routine based with like red light therapy and
And recovery.
recovery.
Frequency.
Vibration stimulation, stuff like that.
Yeah. So, and that was new for you this year too?
Yeah.
Where did you kind of get influenced to add that to your repertoire?
I would say right after I stopped heavy lifting in here, so probably around January, right when baseball season started. I just have to do whatever it takes.
Right after the snow polar plunge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was a great one.
I chose to tap.
I'd do it again.
Freeze.
That was impressive.
I'd do it again.
Yeah, it's because it's so hot. Just want to get back in there again.
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
No.
If we were really cool and professional, we had a producer pop in that picture of the polar plunge in the snow.
All right, Brody. What's your routine?
Routine. I'd say just waking up every day early, just getting at it. Never stop working. Never stop recovering. Because the more you work, the more you got to recover. So
And I feel like your routine is different throughout the year, with swimming, waking up at what time?
4:30.
4:30 to hit the pool, dry off to go to school, then it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. You really have to study at night.
Right, and we're forgetting this whole part about, also being a student too in the meantime.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
How about your routine, Chris?
I'd say my routine before playing a pretty decently large game would be drinking a Monster along with my pre-workout.
Facts.
I didn't have it for the semifinal game, neither of them, so I think that's why we lost.
And did you not pack it appropriately?
No, I packed it. It was packed.
So you're saying we lost because you didn't take the pre-workout?
Yes, it was taken from
And
me.
Jayce didn't eat his pancake.
It was taken from me.
And Jayce did not eat his
It's me
pancakes.
and Joni's fault.
No, Jayce had his pancakes.
No, I had my
Jayce had his pancake. Didn't
chose
eat him.
not to eat them.
They were in a
Didn't eat 'em.
hotel cold, bro. I'm not eating that.
He didn't eat them, bro.
He chose not to eat the pancakes.
We would have
I did
asked
everything
Laverne
else
to warm it
besides
up.
pancakes.
Bro, come on.
You
bro.
see,
No monsters or pancakes.
or pre-workout, didn't have any of it.
Just have fear of losing. Superstitious.
Yeah.
If you could eliminate one thing that wasted time and energy was this season, what would it be?
Can I answer this?
No.
If you
If you could
What
eliminate
wasted your time and energy that if you could get rid of it, you'd had more time and energy back?
studying
phones, that was wasting a lot
English
of time
class.
and energy.
English class. Lots
I really
of
didn't
wasted
have a
energy
waste of
into there.
energy. Honestly, because I didn't study. I just cared about baseball, honestly. I didn't go home and study. That's what I had to do.
Hello, Jayce.
Yeah, just being honest.
That we want honesty here.
English class with a lot of wasted and stressful days of how are we gonna keep this B and not turn it into a C.
I can testify to that. That was a lot of energy. But what about the PlayStation?
Yeah, that too. But that's unplugged for the season.
I didn't really play it too much whenever I was working out, cause like I'd come home, work out, take a shower, eat, go to sleep.
Yeah, I'd say the more you're in, the more you don't care about the PlayStations or phones.
Yeah.
And when you're working out, I know a lot of people like are on their phones in between sets. Like, do you find like that's a distraction or that's like making you get that muscle rest every
I'd
couple
say that
reps?
that's kind of needed, cause you gotta recharge yourself.
Yeah.
Cause if you keep on pushing, eventually you're not gonna be able to go anymore. Then,
Well, you can still rest without
Yeah,
having
you
a
can rest
phone.
without phone. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
but then you're bored and you got nothing to do.
Wow.
Gotta chip them snaps.
You do.
Gotta see if the hood snapping you.
If you had a billboard to remind yourself of one lesson from this spring, what would it say?
Do it for those who can't,
Do it for those who can.
I like that.
because we have the opportunity to go out and do stuff that we want to do, but some people can't. That's just what I remind myself with sometimes.
Still thinking. I have no idea what I would put on a billboard.
I'd say gratitude. Be grateful for what you got, because you ain't
Just
always
put the
you're
word
not always
gratitude.
happy.
Okay.
Because if you could remember from last season, I just threw as hard as I could. Brody was my throwing
From
part
10 feet away
from 10 feet away.
or 5.
Or we long tossed almost every day.
Yeah.
So to remind you to be thankful when you do have an arm to throw.
Yes.
To throw, savingly.
Yeah.
You know, it's been officially over a year since I've pitched in a game.
Yep, June 30th
Really?
Yeah.
What was that for Stars and Stripes?
Yeah.
in Monroe.
That was against the.
That bad Texas team.
Yeah.
We beat them like 12-0.
All right.
All right. Next. Oh, gee. You got anything or no?
Not really. I mean, if I had to pick one, I don't know. First thing come to mind. I mean, people
Pancakes.
oversimplify, never give up, but literally, you just can't give up. But that's all I have.
If y'all had to pick a quote to put on the wall in here in the garage gym,
Actually, Brody said it for me.
No
No,
excuses.
excuses.
no excuses.
Excuses are for losers. That's what you need to
Excuses
put
make
on the
today
wall.
easier, tomorrow harder. Discipline makes today harder, tomorrow easier.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yes.
How did you handle the pressure or failing this season? What lesson did you learn?
Just take the failures and learn from them.
I think
Yeah.
the questions worded bad.
It could be.
They're kind of like the same questions, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Yes.
I was about to say patience also.
How did you handle overcoming the adversity of pressure? What did you do to better prepare yourself to embrace the failure and the pressure that came along with baseball? Because baseball is a failing game, right? If you go 3 for 10 the rest of your life, you're going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I would say like when I'm pitching, just don't show my body language. Don't show my weakness that I'm getting mad or not happy with.
I think a lot of people got to really come along with that, because that's a big thing.
Yeah, just trying to control myself.
Yeah, it's just really who you are on the field and off the field. I mean, if you take it off the field, you'll never get better and learn from it. So
I'd say so, yeah.
And energy is infectious. It's like when one guy's having a bad day, like everyone sees it and picks up on it, and it
Yeah,
can just spread.
I think
Yeah.
that's a big deal, you know? What strategies or techniques have you gained over this past season to help you stay focused?
Okay, so okay, so I take pictures of them. And so I'm in the dugout sometimes. And I think it was was it quarterfinals with Ascension Christian? Ascension Catholic?
Yeah.
And I noticed as soon as you were coming off the mound, I mean, you had, shout out Cannon. He was like your, what would we call his assignment? Like
You missed the Cedar Creek game.
Cedar Creek game.
Yeah.
missed that
Well,
game.
you were right. When he came off the field and
25 degrees.
he had your coat on and everything, but like you come straight off the field, whether it was you needed your peanuts for extra energy and protein, whether you needed your muscle gun, like, but you didn't. It wasn't like you were avoiding your team or like I'm too good for this. It was like I know what I need right now, and you handled it and got yourself ready to go back on the mound. And I had never seen you do that prior to. Maybe I didn't pay attention, or maybe it was different. I don't know, but to me, that was kind of like a in the game routine that no one told you to do that. You just, I mean, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no one told me to. I just did it.
Yeah. How do you think that impacts you to like stay in the zone?
I don't know. It just did. I don't know. I didn't really have it just happened. I didn't plan it ahead.
No.
I had my peanuts on the side. That was my pre-snack and post-snack. Just eat that. And then my back was hurting, so Cannon just kept massaging me on my back. And that's when I pulled my muscle. But after that game, I was fine. I didn't really eat it.
Snack.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Peanuts over there, actually.
That's actually a trail mix.
There it is. What's it called?
It's the purple bag, bro.
Purple bag.
It's the purple bag.
Oh, the purple
Shout
bag.
out the purple bag.
M&M sunflower seeds.
Whoever makes
Sponsorship.
the purple bag.
So as pitchers, right, when it comes to pressure, when you are having a bad outing or the team went up in runs, et cetera, like how mentally do you not let pressure start to affect your performance? Like are you steadily telling yourself something while you're up there?
Never knew who was watching.
Yeah.
Pressure makes diamonds.
When one person throws a punch, you gotta throw a punch back. I think that's it.
So it's like to not check out of the game because you want maybe the competition to kind of like rev you up and keep you going. I got to go harder next inning.
Yeah.
So you don't zone out of it.
Right.
Okay. That's a lot of push and pull.
Yeah.
That's what baseball is.
Yeah.
It's back and forth. I think we seen it the last game.
Yeah, we did.
We went back and forth every
We
inning, I
went
believe.
back and forth.
That was a duel.
And then the wheels broke off.
The wheels fell off, and I think the wagon just stayed put.
Return.
I think all four wheels fell off.
So side question, and I know this isn't on there. This was also the first season with a brand new coach. Like,
Yes.
how do you guys think, like, just having a first year new coach and going all the way to semifinals? Like, what was that experience with?
I think it was more of keeping an open mind to what a new brain had in mind for us. Because, like, last year we was on one thing. And this year we're
And
on
just trying to catch up
something
and
new.
try to understand who he is and try to know who he is.
Yeah, just keep an open mind.
Just get to know him.
Like, don't think that you know everything because you played for a little while. Like, keep an open mind of what somebody else has to say.
So being humble and willing to learn,
Yeah.
and not
Just take
having
the coaching.
expectations.
I'd say more of being a student of the game, you know,
Back to that, huh?
Student
Back
of the
to
game.
that, now it makes sense.
being coachable, being
Yeah.
able to take the coaching and improve it and put it into your own game.
See, now I'm not going to be able to edit his student of the game line in the beginning because
Comes
now
back.
it comes
It's
back.
actually
Full
a
circle.
Coach Don quote.
Student of the game, Coach Don.
You never heard him say that?
Yes.
Nah, it makes sense, don't it?
Yeah.
How did your attitude and energy affect your teammates?
No communication.
What does that mean?
Wait, what?
Oh, I didn't talk to anybody.
Oh.
More of just staying clear of Jayce on game days or
Yeah.
days before?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
3 days before on Jayce?
Yeah, I think
3 days.
we knew not to go next to him before a game.
Listen, the day before, you might get a few words. Day of,
Well, even after the St. Martin game, what was that? Was that district?
yeah.
And they were trying to like be your bodyguard escorts after class, and you're like, get away from me.
Yeah, I don't know what that was for.
Yeah, that was
That was
That was way too much.
that was too much.
My bodyguard for
That
what?
would-
Yeah, that was funny.
just
That was
sort of-
funny.
Opening doors for me.
Yeah, no.
What's one mental or emotional skill you'd like to strengthen?
Mental. Ooh, I wish I could block out my dad.
Okay. How would that help?
I don't know. I think it would just maybe play more looser.
What do you mean by looser?
Like
Less
not
stress-
worrying about what he has to say.
Okay.
Less stressful.
I mean, I could block him out, but he's always there, so it's kind of hard.
It's a lot easier to play when you're loose. You know, loose is fast. When you're thinking about too many things while you're hitting, hitting's hard enough, right?
Yeah.
If
Just
you're
have
thinking,
fun in the box. Stop
No
thinking.
doubt.
yeah, just stop thinking. Because
Yeah.
if you keep trying to guess, you're gonna be guessing the wrong thing, and you're gonna fail a lot more times than you succeed.
Yeah.
I mean, I still love him.
He's
No
gonna.
doubt,
I mean,
no
he's gonna
doubt.
be there.
Like, yeah.
But like, it's different.
So when he shouts out while you're playing, it's not helpful.
No.
Even if it's good, because sometimes the voice can still be triggering, whether it's good
Are
or
you talking
bad.
about like one of those times when it's just like, don't strike out? Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to strike out
exactly,
or
exactly.
catch the ball. Obviously, I'm not trying to miss the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just throw strikes.
Yeah, Dad, I'm trying to throw balls.
Just hit the ball. Yeah, that's the objective.
I'm out of questions.
Okay.
Would you like to branch off of anything? Here.
Okay, so what about if you had to do now I'm just shooting off the hip here. If you had to do an end of the season evaluation on your parents and what you would like the lessons of this season for your parents to learn and take it into next season to help you be a better athlete. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. You know, it could be like, I need you to keep doing this. I need you to not maybe do this because it impacts me. And I know, you know, our audience that listens, you know, it's some parents as well. Like, what are some takeaways you might think of what you need from your parents?
I don't know. I mean, one that my mom.
More pancakes?
I was just about to say that. I was just
Stole it from you.
Stole it from me, dude. Come on, dude.
More eggs in the morning. Cheese and eggs.
And now you have how many chickens at your house for your eggs?
We have about
You're never running on
It's
it,
more
dude.
of 60.
70.
70?
You have chickens for the whole team.
He
Yeah.
bought 20 more
No, 23 more.
23 more chickens.
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
But those are the sale. We're selling those.
We're selling some of them
Okay.
and getting rid of
Side
the roosters.
hustle.
What about the ducks?
The ducks are fabulous.
Have y'all had any eggs yet?
No.
No. It's end of July.
Okay, so soon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're going to take a break and segue for a moment. We're into the land of recruitment and life after high school. Jayce is our resident expert here more than any of us with having more recent experiences with colleges looking at you, the recruiting game, etc. Why don't you just kind of fill us in with your experience with that as of lately?
Yeah, it's just wherever you go, there's gonna be scouts. Just be the same wherever you're at. Like I was saying earlier, even when a coach calls you or reaches out to you, obviously be respectful. Be honest with them. Most of the time, it's not really gonna be about baseball. It's gonna be about who you are and what you do, what your hobbies are about, and just stuff like that.
What's the most random question you've been asked so far?
How many siblings do you have?
Really? Yeah.
So, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
5.
It's a lot. It's a lot of siblings.
A human.
It is a lot.
I got to deal with one.
Yeah.
I've got 2 that pay the price of 5.
More like 10.
One's not here right now.
So when you say to just be yourself, etc., but it's also so I just kind of picture you guys as a team. It's a lot of haha, joking, da 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 da. But like when you're in front of an audience that there's potential, you know, like scouts there, etc. Is there ever a way, like, how do you signal to the other guys who might not be in the mindset of we need to be serious right now? Like, how do you communicate that?
I like that too.
Gotcha. So you got to communicate it to
Cut it
them.
out.
Yeah.
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 I mean, they'll understand.
Yeah, no doubt. But it should never be like it should always be serious when you're in a game. But I know that sometimes we joke
Yeah,
around.
regardless of who's here, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
watching.
Well, all the podcasts and things you hear about, like the recruiting coaches looking at you from the moment you step out the vehicle, what time you step out, you know, are you there early, you know, are you staying there late, are you asking questions, like, are you interested or are you on your phone? So they're looking at all those dynamics, and your buddy's like, where are we going? Like,
Yeah, no doubt.
how do you shut it
It's
down?
always about some
Yeah.
more to warm up. They look at the
Respectfully
warm-ups a
shut it
lot.
down. Warm ups, yeah.
Warm ups. Never walk onto the field in Crocs. They don't like that.
Really?
Shoes. You have to wear shoes.
Like you're talking about just getting out the
So,
car,
so,
going to
like
the.
Crocs. Don't
Oh
wear
yeah, and like no
Crocs.
slip-ons,
No
no
slip-ons.
slides, shoes, tennis shoes.
Yeah, shoes. That just shows them that you're not ready. Like,
Is that something you like
It's-
learn from experience or something?
yes.
Because it's just like
Yeah.
one of those things. You just slip on your feet, and maybe you're just too lazy to put on your.
yeah,
shoes.
you're
I have
just
no
not ready.
idea.
That's what they think.
Interesting. The more you
No
know.
doubt. And always be prepared, like, before the game. Like, sometimes I have a college coach on Team Louisiana. He was a college coach, and he had his team. He said one thing he never really liked was parents going to the dugout with drinks or snacks or maybe. And he said that you should always be prepared before the game.
Yeah. Take that into consideration and handle your own business.
Yeah, got to be a big boy to get all your waters and snacks, etc.
He said that makes you look soft. That's what they think.
In the big leagues, your mom or daddy's not going to be in there.
Yeah, they're not going to be there for you.
Yeah. You guys have been playing this summer in different showcases and such. You know, what was a moment from this summer that you were either it was a new experience or something you were grateful for?
He just humbles you. Just seeing all the talent they have out there and just seeing how really hard you have to work to.
Like you think you're good, and then you go around all the dudes, and
you think you're all right. Then you go see what they're about, and it's just.
Or you think you're tall, and then like you meet some of the other
6'9".
guys.
6'9".
It's just
tall out there, bro.
Just really shows how much you have to push yourself to.
And then remember that, like you experienced it that one day in June, but then to take that aha moment and like carry it through the off season and like keep it in play.
Yeah, it's just like when I was playing with all these guys in Louisiana for my school. I thought I was good, and then I go play the best players in the country. In Georgia, it just humbles you. You know, you think you're good.
Yeah.
I just go out there, I'm average, I guess. I don't think I'm average. I'm just saying, like, the talent out there is a lot better than what you think.
Yeah, all these guys are going to the MLB.
Yeah.
Because I know it's a different summer for you this summer. How's it kind of been for you with all your buddies out on the road and first summer in like maybe a whole decade that you haven't been playing ball?
It's been quite something, you know. A lot of alone me time.
Yeah.
Do you like it, or?
It's different, for sure. I mean, I'd like to play, but it's a little bit different seeing if being alone and not having a whole crowd of people. A lot more fishing done. A lot more alone and just self-reflection time.
So it hasn't impacted your mental health because you've replaced it with doing things you do love that you can't necessarily do if you were on the road playing baseball.
Sure.
Just sure.
Oh, she brought up the mental health thing, and I hate that part. How has
Why?
it affected your mental health?
Okay, so it's not just me as a therapist. Like, would you guys agree that maybe like
Yeah, that's hard.
yeah, like I feel like you're in denial over it. Like what that it would be so easy to like have a summer. You're going into your junior year of high school. It's something you didn't see coming. That like all of a sudden something I've done for a whole decade, it's no longer happening. I'm like, am I crazy to assume that there might not be a feeling about that?
But what is there that I can do to change that fact about it?
I get that you're trying to be a realist about it and be like, well, there's nothing I can do about it. You can't sweat the small stuff. Nothing you can do to control it. I get that, but I think we're also living in a land of denial.
I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, you can still feel a certain way about it, though.
I've come to the point, it's like, just don't. The more you let things affect you, the harder life becomes. Like, if you let things affect you, then it's not even your life anymore. It's everything else's life.
So you're just saying, like, be happy with what you have and just live life out.
Because, like, if you're always feeling a certain way of how something affects you, you can't even live your own life. Like, so say we couldn't, you know how we just redid the whole thing? Mm-hmm. Like, say we couldn't do that, but we really wanted to, and we let that affect how we, oh man, I really wanted to do this, but we can't. Like, be grateful for what you got, and don't let things take a toll on you. Like, say your truck breaks down, right? If you get upset and you start getting mad and beating it, like,
It's only going to make it worse.
it's only gonna,
No doubt.
Like, if I were to think and dwell on how I couldn't play baseball this summer, then you go a downhill spiral, and it makes it a whole lot worse than what it really is.
Yeah, it's crazy how it works.
Because once you start thinking about something,
The worse it
the
gets.
human brain, it makes it 10 times worse.
The worse it gets, yeah.
So I try to, like, really not think about how it's affecting me. Honestly, I would really enjoy to be playing baseball right now, but
Yeah.
I can't. So like, if I keep on thinking about, I wish I could be doing this, I wish I could be doing that.
Well, I'm not assuming that you need to be sitting there and being like all down in the dumps about it and just like a sad story, but I think there's a little bit to consider when you allow yourself to sit in a feeling of unfortunate situations. You're missing the opportunity for you to take the emotion and let it push you and drive you, like whether it's stretching more, doing what you can, because like I'm not going to let this happen again. Like I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to get better. I'm not going to miss another opportunity.
Yeah, don't fall back. Still do what you can do.
But when we deny that it's unfortunate that here we are, we're missing the propel forward.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that.
And I respect that.
Because if you're one to let everything else dictate how you are, then you don't really have you have no good mind frame. Because, like, if you're letting, this injury happened, so I need to work harder. Why? You should be working hard as it is, right? You shouldn't have to fail in order to work even harder. You should be working as hard. Like, that goes back on what I was saying on how,
Yeah, no doubt.
no excuses. If you're waiting on something to happen to work even harder, then you're making excuses for you as it is, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it shouldn't matter what happens in order for you to grow. You should be pushing yourself as it is.
So maybe that's the advice you can give to Brody about when he hears his dad holler in the background.
No.
I mean, Brody's situation, that's kind of unique, you know? Because that situation ain't going away.
Me and Aiden.
Yeah, I mean, you could try, but it ain't going no way.
No.
Like, you know, at LSU, you know, the guy in the stands to the left of home plate that goes, "Oh, God," that ain't never going away. You're always going to hear it.
Or like the whistle at Vanderbilt.
The whistle.
Yeah.
Everybody hates it, but it ain't going away.
You got to roll with it.
Florida State.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Chop.
That's a pretty sick. It's sick as a fan, but when you're playing against them,
Yeah, no, I don't.
or neck at LSU.
Play on that.
So how do we make a state championship happen this year, guys? If you had to draw up the plan.
Mindset. All about team. Just stay together.
Just
Okay,
go
but
to work.
How do we do that? Yeah, great. Sounds wonderful. How do
Leadership.
we keep mindset and
There's so many little things that correlate.
like what?
Leadership, having a clean locker room, all being in.
How you do small things is how you do all things.
Yeah.
Another Coach Lodge, any shout out?
That might be a Coach Lee thing.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Coach Lee.
I don't remember who that one was.
But like people don't realize, like the little things that add up to what it takes to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Could even be socks.
It can be socks.
If you're told to wear white socks and you wear black socks,
That's
that's not a
complying.
team thing.
Yeah.
Complying. That's a you thing.
Me, that's not a we. That's a me thing.
That's a me thing.
How do you handle when other teammates are not necessarily having a bad game, but like you can come in from having a bad day at school, break up with a girlfriend. Like there's just something to where like there's a negative aura. Like how do we handle other people's life stuff that can kind of get in the way?
You gotta make sure they fix it, because
I mean, you could talk to them, but I don't think.
talking to them don't really help. You gotta
Yeah.
you kind of gotta force it out of them, because it sounds like it's really messed up, but that's what it takes, because once you get your feelings involved, you're in water up to your neck.
So don't give me names, but give me a for instance. Like I don't understand what we were kind of alleging here.
So like, say you had a bad day at school and you take it onto the baseball field, you're gonna suck. Mm-hmm. And
don't let it correspond.
that affects everyone. When you have a bad day in baseball, the ball will find you.
Oh yeah.
I think we have seen that a little bit this summer.
Over and over.
Yeah, and I think if you take that on the football, you might die.
I think I have referenced that last.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't take that onto the football field.
Yeah.
No.
You have to be locked in.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is you have to like go to that guy and be like, "What's going on?" Talk it out, like because they have to leave
Not
it.
necessarily even talk it out, like
Just get to put a pause on it.
Yeah, because I don't
Not
think
even
nothing,
pause, because like talking,
nothing you can say is gonna affect. They're still gonna feel the same way.
like you're gonna feel that way, sure. Like when I missed that ball in right field state semifinals, I felt a certain way because I missed it with with an opportunity to help the team. But I also knew that if I had to make another play or go up to hit, I couldn't let that affect me. I knew that I gave everything I could in order to try to reach that ball. I just couldn't. But if I were to let that affect me and the next ball was hit to me, and then I missed that one, then we're even further down a hole. Like you're trying to climb out the hole with a shovel. That's a Coach Lashley quote.
Yeah. Hey, dig the hole
That dude's
deeper.
gonna have to come on the cast.
Yes, he will. Coach Lashley's gonna have to.
I don't think you want him on a cast.
I want him.
I want him on the cast. Don't dig the hole deeper.
It's like you're climbing out with a shovel.
But what about the guy that doesn't want that help because he's too far gone in the feelings? Like, how do you reach
He needs
that
to come
guy?
out the game.
Yeah, I don't.
Is that when
I
you
don't
like back
think-
off as teammates and let you like the coach
Yeah,
needs
just-
to really help them because
just let him-
he's shaking you off. He doesn't
let
need
him
the.
go.
No,
reinforcement?
that's when you really jump on him and tell him this ain't about you. Because once he starts in his feelings, then it's about him at that point.
Do you think that's where like leadership comes in when someone like is seen as like the leader? Like it's different from like the buddy trying to like lift him up, but
Yeah,
when like the big
1000%.
guys step in, it's like I gotta shut it down.
Yeah.
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 There's a
Just
time and
respect the
place
game.
for everything.
Game respect you.
Yeah, because I've seen it. You make one error, you dwell on that error, right? Next ball's hit to you, you make another one, you're done for the game.
Or like don't, like when I'm hitting and I strike out, don't carry it to the mound.
No, don't carry it to the next at bat even. Like,
Like there's a point to where you could think about it and reflect upon it, but like once you let that affect you, the rest of your day's over with. Like you get mad, you strike out, you're gonna strike out again. You could be upset. You just can't let that take a toll, and you can't let your mind be defined by that one.
It's almost like because you got an error, you're going to be gifted another opportunity to make up for the error.
Yeah.
So you got to
Always.
take advantage of it.
You strike out your first at bat, you got two more.
you ground
Make
up
up
to a double play to end the semifinal game. There's still gonna be another day.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
Yep.
The sun will rise tomorrow.
Well, was this experience what you guys thought it was going to be?
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us here on episode 3. We'll see you for round 4. Happy 4th of July.
All right. Happy 4th.
The information shared in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended to be a substitute for professional mental health advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Listening to this podcast does not create a therapist-client relationship. If you are in need of support, please consult with a qualified mental health professional in your area.